Prisons in Guatemala are run independently. Each facility has its own rules and policies. This is Pavón Correctional Center just outside of Guatemala City. A typical visiting day will see a parade of family members. Food deliveries pass through the gates under the watchful eyes of the guards. The guards decide who gets past the gate and what they can bring in. But once inside, it's a world completely controlled by the prisoners. At first glance, Pavón is typical of many villages in Guatemala. And like many villages, it has entire families living here. It also has outdoor cafes where friends can meet. But it is still a prison. Men found guilty of murder, rape, and trafficking. This is a man on death row for murder and kidnapping. But with a little bit of money, they live what passes for a normal life. They can buy what they need at the corner store, and if they have enough money, they can open a store.
Bueno, acá cada cual se organiza a su manera. Si cuenta con dinero, pone en su negocio, o cada quien mira a qué se vincula, sea coser pelotas, zapatos, o como él quiera, pues hay una, dentro de la prisión y dentro de lo privado de libertad, hay una cierta libertad. Si alguien abusa de un compañero o algo, es puesto a disposición de las autoridades para que ellos decidan qué se hace con esa persona.
Many inmates remain in contact with the outside world. Prison riots were coordinated by cell phones, and witnesses have been threatened. Most prisoners are desperately poor and under 24 years of age, and rehabilitation is a key to a chance of a productive life on the outside. But in Guatemala, nothing is done unless it's organized by the prisoners. This workshop and art studio was completely paid for by the prisoners and their families. More than 1,200 soldiers and police stormed the prison before dawn. The authorities say that prisoners were involved in drug trafficking and other illicit activities that they controlled from prison. Jorge Baltras was one of 7 prisoners killed. Officials say Baltras was making more than $25,000 a month on the sale of drugs outside the prison. Baltras and others killed were armed and were killed by police in self-defense. Human rights groups suspect it was an extrajudicial killing. Journalists were denied access to where the prisoners were killed, but they could enter the prisoners' living areas. Many Guatemalans were surprised at the comforts that some of the prisoners enjoyed. President Oscar Berger considered the operation a great success.
Aquí llevaba 10 o 12, tal vez 20 años de no poder poner un pie las autoridades. Aquí se manejaba con los comités de orden de los presidios, de los presidiarios, los que estaban con condenas, los que tenían que purgar una pena en absoluto desorden, descontrol y en donde se planeaban muchas de las fechorías que todos lamentamos.